Is this what the Grand Theft Auto 6 ending is going to be like? Hey, how's it going, guys? Dalton here with another video on the YouTube channel, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 6 video, we're going to be diving into the whole story of Grand Theft Auto 6, basically explaining the ending of Jason and Lucia. Would it ultimately turn out like GTA 5, where we killed Trevor or Michael, or we killed like all the protagonists of the game, like Devin Weston, other ones like Steve Haynes and Tao Chang, stuff like that. We're going to dive into the ending today, and I do believe Jason and Lucia are ultimately going to have a choice where they're going to have to kill one another. So Rockstar Games is probably going to make us either kill Jason or Lucia. And we've seen concepts like this in the past. Like there's a concept from a user on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description. If you guys are interested in that, it basically shows Jason and Lucia killing one another on top of a bridge at the ending of the game. Now, I do believe that is what Grand Theft Auto 6 is kind of going to be about. And we previously talked about how GTA 6 is going to feature Jason and Lucia in the life of crime, and then all of a sudden, they'll kind of go to a path of mother and father, which Jason and Lucia would be getting married and have a happy life. Otherwise, they could have a bad life and one another would die. But then it would kind of leave, the baby that they've had, if they are going to have a baby, it would leave the baby to be an orphan, kind of like Jack was in Red Dead Redemption 2. As didn't have quite the life that he should have had, with Abigail being the mother of Jack. But at the time, if they both got killed in Red Dead Redemption 2, Jack would have been an orphan. So that's kind of one of the references that I'm going to be using throughout this video here. But it kind of begs the question, what is the GTA 6 ending going to look like? Well, I do believe, and everybody else in the GTA 6 community believe, that one or another, Jason or Lucia, would have to die. Now, the other instance of that, which I see likely not happening, is killing both of them, because if they do have a baby, how would they have a mother? Would the baby have to go up for adoption, or would Lucia or / Jason have to take care of it on its own? Because once again, the game can be in the ending where Jason says trust and Lucia says trust. Trust can be broken. Doesn't mean it needs to be honored. So that's kind of how I think that's ultimately going to play out. One or another would die. But before that happens, before they, you decide to kill one of them in the ending of the game, I would see them having the baby and then getting married, and then a year later they would have to make that big decision, as we've seen in previous games. But of course, you guys can take part in this discussion and let me know what you guys think on the other hand, because I do believe in this instance that's just how it would be. We've seen Grand Theft Auto games like that, and pretty much every Rockstar Games title has a sad ending or a good ending, and most of them have been pretty bad endings the last couple games that Rockstar Games have actually made. Which in my instance, it would be Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, some other remade versions of the old Red Dead Redemption games, and, other ones that Rockstar Games have come up with. But as we've seen in the trailer, Jason and Lucia live kind of a happy life. We kind of see them still robbing the store, and there's actually one moment, instance in the trailer where they're actually robbing the Hank's Waffle Diner. I believe this is kind of like the last big robbery that they do before the ending takes place. Because it's usually how it goes, like in GTA 5, we had the big score. In Red Dead Redemption 2, we had the big train job before Arthur kind of confronted Micah and Dutch for Micah being the rat. So it does beg the question that the Hank's Waffle Diner will be the final robbery in Grand Theft Auto 6, as we know that Lucia in the beginning is broken out by Jason when she's in jail talking to Stephanie. And it's probably going to be not the best way to break Lucia out, but it turns out Jason might be using a skid loader or something to smash the wall and break Lucia out. And then you can see them leaving this store. Well, this is actually a store that they're going to be robbing too. So there's going to be multiple robberies in the story of the game. But the ending is kind of what I just really want to see, because I want to know if Jason and Lucia are going to betray each other. It hasn't been unconfirmed yet if they're going to betray each other or not, but that's how Rockstar Games could take this in the act of the game. Especially as Jason and Lucia are business partners doing robberies together, they don't always stay that way, as Lucia's locked up, as we see right now on the screen in the trailer. But this is kind of how Jason's going to be breaking her out. So this is kind of how the story takes place in the beginning. So Jason kind of breaks out Lucia, but they've known each other before this. Like, Jason did know Lucia before they broke them out of the, the penitentiary that Lucia is actually in, like the jail or prison that she's ultimately in. Well, Jason and Lucia actually knew each other at the time before that. So, because why would, he break out a random person that he would have never met unless Jason happens to be in the prison too? But it's a women's penitentiary, it looks like, so Jason wouldn't be there. And as you can see, he's on his DeClasse Mustang, comes up, breaks Lucia out, and that's kind of how the story of Grand Theft Auto 6 begins. So there's going to be a lot more to answer, and of course you guys can once again take place in that huge discussion down there because there's a lot to actually dive into, but that is kind of my perspective on what I think is going to happen in the Grand Theft Auto 6 beginning and the ending. And there's also some information from Insider Tesfons 2 a couple days ago. He agrees that this is going to be the way that the ending of the Grand Theft Auto 6 game works as well. Because if Rockstar Games wants to make it not so similar to GTA 5, they would probably add a little bit more store robberies. They would add a little bit more romance in it, as we know that Michael and Amanda don't have the best romance in the beginning of Grand Theft Auto 5. So this could ultimately be the way they could change it, which is, have them get married and have them have a baby together and the life. But then again, I kind of think Rockstar Games would probably don't allow kids because in Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5, there are no kids due to regulations that Rockstar Games do not want to break, which that would be, if you kill a kid, Rockstar Games could get sued, stuff like that in violence in the game with kids. It's just not their place, but maybe they're going to go a step ahead in Grand Theft Auto 6 and make the kid maybe like a teen, or maybe have Lucia and Jason have the baby before we see it. I don't really know how that's currently going to work, but that's kind of how I could see the game playing out, with Rockstar Games kind of making it with the beginning being kind of a harsh story, and then Jason and Lucia kind of rob and get their money. As we know, we're going to have various drugs, we're going to have handling bags that we're going to be able to have, and there's also going to be parties, there's going to be women on cars shaking their butts, there's also going to be tons of other instances and missions where you can like street race. So GTA 6 is probably going to be the best game ever, and that is kind of how I see the beginning and the ending. But of course, I'd love for you guys to take part in this discussion as well. Let me know what you guys think. How would the ending and the beginning look for Grand Theft Auto 6? I'd love to hear from you guys down there. Like I said, guys, if you guys did enjoy videos like this on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily awesome videos, such as Grand Theft Auto 6 videos, all the upcoming Rockstar Games videos, and Red Dead Redemption 2 videos that I'll be doing on my channel. Subscribe for more of those. And of course, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay happy, healthy, and well, and I'll see you guys all later on the next video.